Good morning, students. Let us quickly revise what we discussed in earlier classes. So, what we discussed in earlier classes is that we started Unit 2 and we discussed in earlier classes regarding the AR models. AR models, we discussed regarding the AR models. And in this AR models, we came to know about what is an entity and what is an entity set, and we have also seen some of the examples of AR diagrams. And what I can say is that, we have seen also relationship, relationship sets. We have also seen relationship, relationship set. And mainly we have seen several examples of what is binary relationship. We have seen this, and we have also seen the ternary relationship. We have also seen a ternary relationship. We have also seen works in relationship. And we also discussed about the descriptive attribute. The role of descriptive attribute. And we have seen for a ternary relationship, we have seen the more examples for ternary relationship. We have seen the more examples for ternary relationships. Now, fine. And what we will discuss in today's class is that, outline of today's class is, we will discuss about conceptual design of AR models. Conceptual design of AR models. So mainly we'll come to know about more about another form of attributes. So another form of attribute. We can see the three forms of an attributes. That we will see, and we will also see about we will also focus on aggregation versus ternary. Ternary relationships. Now we'll come. Yes, aggregation means it is group by. It is grouping the relations. Grouping the relations, as we will see that. Now, so let's discuss about conceptual design in AR models. What it says is that developing an AR diagram presents several choices, including the following. If you want to develop an AR diagram, first you are supposed to have the knowledge about the following things. Should a concept be modeled as an entity or an attribute? You are supposed to have the knowledge about entity. And what is an entity? That is nothing but row. What is an attribute? It is nothing but a field or a property. You should have that knowledge. And should a concept be modeled as an entity or a relationship? And you are supposed to know about the relationship like binary relationship, ternary relationship, and you should also have that kind of concept. and you should know it. What are the relationship sets and their participating entity sets? What we discussed in earlier thing, okay, like works in relationship, like work for relationship, okay, whether that relationship set exists between tables or within the table, between whether it exists between tables or within the table, okay. And should we use binary or ternary relationship, or should we use aggregation? Okay, so if you know the correct notation of binary or ternary or aggregation, the outcome of your ER diagram or the outcome of your project is good. That's what it's meaning. You should know the correct where to apply binary, where to apply ternary, where to apply aggregation. That we will see now. Now, so entity versus attribute, it is little bit tricky. You know what is an entity? It's nothing but a row. And let us more concentrate on an attribute. Okay, attribute. How to consider your data property as an entity or attribute? What I can say is that suppose, yes, you can look at this example. I want to store information of the address, okay, in our database, I mean in our table. What you can say is that in our relation. So address is our data property. Let us consider for address is our data property. So you can find three types of writing it, three kinds of notations of it. First one is single address. You will see what is single address. Single address means suppose Tenali, it is a single address. And let us look at multiple addresses to a single person. Like, you know, multiple address means in Tenali there is some another street and door number is 2-46. How can you write all these things? Okay, yeah, that is also another problem. And another thing is that this is also little bit. This is also. You can also maintain like this. You can see like this. For address, we can maintain a table. See here, address, single address, you are writing like a descriptive attribute. In case of this, you are writing this like another kind of descriptive attributes here. Here you can observe this. Okay, yeah. See, if you look at this single address, if you look at this employees, entity set, department entity sets, employees table, departments table, works in relationship. This is binary relationship. This is binary relationship. Two tables are there. That's why it is binary relationship. It is binary relationship. And I am writing address as here descriptive attribute. Yes, we can write. No problem. So employee Ravi works in physics department, and description is suppose he comes from Tenali. Okay, single address, right? Next, let us look at another way of writing this. Okay, yeah. So Ravi works in departments, and I am writing this address instead of descriptive address. I am writing this address as a table with only one column. You can also treat like this is having no attributes are there, only one column is there. Okay, yeah. You can write, suppose you can write a table like this with only one column. You can write here entire address, door number 2-46, so and so street, comma Tenali. You can write like this. It can also have like this. Okay, yeah. You can also write like a table. You can also write like a table, or the name of this table is address, suppose, and it's suppose I'm maintaining an attribute like address. So if you want to make it clear, you can also write make it clear. Address, so it is like this. Yeah, this is multiple address. Writing the multiple names like string form. That's what it's meaning. Multiple address means string forms including commas, spaces, and all that things. Okay, you can write like this. Next, this is now next example. You can observe the importance of DBMS. Okay, yeah. Employees Ravi works in physics department, and you can write this address now for city. See, this is address table. This is address table. In earlier classes, we wrote address in only one column. In example 2. In example 3, what we are doing in example 3, we are writing city here. See, for city one column, for state one column, okay, for country one column, and for zip code another column. And for zip code another column. And for zip code another column. So this is how we are writing. Okay, this is called as writing, our data property. We are writing our data property like a table, and which is having records like this, which is having columns like this. Okay, earlier class you are writing your data property in only one column, which is combination of several characters. In earlier class, in type 1, what you are writing your address like a single attribute, okay, descriptive attribute. That is what is the difference. So let me give, in first case you are writing like address like descriptive attribute. In second case you are writing address like a single column table. In third case you are writing address like a multiple records table. Okay, this is what is the difference. You are supposed to know when you are designing a database. That's what it's meaning. You are supposed to know about all these things when you are designing a database. This concept you must know. Yeah, right now. Next, let us look at this. Yeah, sometimes you can also have like this. We can also have an ER diagram. Employees Ravi works in physics department from so and so time. Okay. For time also you can write a table for a time, and to time and from time. I'm just giving an example. Okay. Nothing is new in this. To, from. So this is the table called as time. You can also have a table like this. You can also develop a concept like this. That's what it's meaning. Now, and this is also you are supposed to know entity versus relationship. You are supposed to know what is binary relationship. In binary relationship, two entity sets are involved, two tables are involved, and if there is any relation between those two, you represent with rhombus and add with descriptive attribute and represent with descriptive attribute. And ternary relationship, you know ternary relationship, more than two tables are involved in this. Okay, this is an example of a ternary relationship. This is an example of a ternary relationship. Okay, more than three tables are there. Okay, and if you want to represent ternary relationship in the form of binary relationships, you can represent. Okay, and it is also important to know whether it is one-to-one relationship or one-to-many relationships or many-to-one or many-to-many, or you can also have like this, many-to-many. You can also have many-to-many. Right, now next, and you are supposed to know this difference also, that is aggregation versus ternary relationships. For all these things, we discussed in earlier classes, refer that slides, and I will discuss about this now. Fine. So, aggregation versus ternary relationship, what we can do is that, let us consider these three examples. Let us consider these three examples. First one is departments produces projects. First one is departments produces projects. Second one is departments produces projects and manages by employees. And manages by employees. And manages by employees. Departments produces projects and manages by employees until some date and time. These are the three examples. These are the three examples what we are going to discuss. First one is department produces projects, second one department produces projects and manages by employees, third one is manages by employees until some date and time. That we will see now. How to write all these things? Where we are using binary relationship, where we are using descriptive attributes, where we are using ternary relationship, where we are using aggregation is very important. Okay? Yeah. In this we are using binary relationship. To this we are using ternary relationship, and to this we are using aggregation. That we will see now. Let us try to look at this. A little bit blur, but we can easily discuss about this. Yeah. So look at this. Departments sponsors projects, or departments produces products. No problem. Okay. So since 1994, department produces projects or department sponsors projects. This is binary relation. This is binary relation, we know. Okay, and yeah, this is primary key, this is primary key, this is what is the notation, you know already. Next. So look at this. Department produces projects and manages by employees. Okay, department stable, projects stable, and employees stable. Okay, so department stable, entity sets, project stable, and employees stable. Departments produces projects, sponsors projects, and managed by employees. This is exactly ternary relationship. Very important, ternary. Best example. Okay, the best example for ternary relationship. Okay, yeah, it's a very easy thing, an important one. This notation is also very. If you miss anything, you will get 0 marks. Okay, right. Next one. Yeah, this is department produces products and manages by employees until some date and time. Okay, look at this. Departments produces projects and manages. I wrote here like the relation as monitors by employees. Monitors in the sense it is not monitoring only one entity, it is monitoring that concept. Department produces projects, it is monitoring that entire 2 tables information. Okay, it manages this group information. Yeah, this is very important. It manages this group information. Okay, this is nothing but aggregation. Grouping is nothing but aggregation. Grouping relations. Okay, if I write more, it looks like clumsy. And grouping relations is nothing but aggregation. And this kind of notation, dotted lines, notation is very important in case of aggregation. In case of ER diagrams, this notation is very important. Okay, departments sponsors projects, manages by some unit of employees. Okay, until so and so date. Okay, this is what is it, and you look at it and you write this dotted lines is very important. Okay, right now. Yeah, I'll stop here and let us quickly revise what we discussed today. Let us quickly revise what we discussed today is that what we discussed today. So we discussed today conceptual design with ER models. Conceptual design of data ER models. Conceptual design of ER models. So to this, first we came to know about the data property, how to use, how to represent data property. Okay, we are by using you know a descriptive attribute, and by using entity set, that means table, okay, we have seen, and by using records, by using this entity set with only one column, okay, we have seen only one column we have seen. And we also discussed mainly differences between, very important question, differences between binary, ternary and aggregation. We have seen aggregation. These are all very important. Okay, I'll stop here and thank you.